OnlyFans models are cooked?
Oh, like, for real serious question here. But do P-stars and OF models just not have a concept of the consequences of their own actions? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to think that these OF models have finally started putting the pieces together of 2 plus 2 to realize that their careers are fucking over if this doesn't work out for them. Like, did no one else find it extremely funny when Mia Khalifa left the industry and then tried to set up a clothing brand just for everyone to realize that nobody wanted to buy her shitty ass clothes? So then what she decided to do is try to make a comeback into the OF industry, and then guess what? She realized
that was stupid.
Everyone recognized her as damaged goods. She was straight up Celtic Shaq.
That was
like, deadass, what did she expect? Did she expect motherfuckers to think of Mia Khalifa like she was LeBron? Or like she was Tom Brady or some shit? No one gives a fuck that you're coming out of retirement, bro. Stay in that bitch. And you see the same shit with these trifling ass OF models, man. After they realize that the money they were getting is starting to dry up because this is not a sustainable career, they start realizing, oh shit, my life might actually be over if I'm not getting paid enough money. So what do they
just get married? Just get married like a normal person. Just get married to a dude and then that's fine. They have kids, everything's okay. Problem solved. Yeah, well, I feel like that's... yeah. That's the way it's supposed to be.
They decide to do? They decide to start reverting to any fucking religion that they possibly can to try to save face. And then you see all these...
I have seen some girls that try to co-op and I think that for some of them, so like this is about like girls that are like, you know, they're hoes for a while and then they find Jesus. I mean, guys, hot take. You know who started that? Andrew Tate. But let's be real. I think that some of them probably do feel that way. They do. Some of them don't. It depends. For some of them, it's a grift. For other ones, it's not.
As bimbos see the exact same shit. Oh, I was just in a bad spot in my life, and then finally the Lord guided me to the light. The Lord didn't guide you to shit. The money ran out, and then you're trying to find a way out. Stop fucking lying to these people. And look,
there's an element of that that's true and an element that isn't true. Like, for example, the Bible has all kinds of stories about how people that are really bad find Jesus, and then they turn their whole life around. And this is a commonality in, like, Buddhism as well. Like, all of these different religions have some element of this behavior. So, yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily true, but what this guy is saying does have some relevance because I think that there are people that do it in a cynical way. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's like, yeah, true, but, like, not always.
I'm not saying that some of these people aren't guilty and they actually feel remorse for their actions.
Yeah,
but all I'm trying to say is that there's no way you can convince me that you are getting on your knees for God when you were getting on your knees for 17 BBCs in front of a fucking camera for thousands of people to see first. And then you're going on the internet saying some sappy shit like, guys, am I...
What he's saying, like, so like, I have seen this happen, right? Where it's like, obviously, people become like more and less popular on OnlyFans for like different reasons, right? Like sometimes it's like their looks change, sometimes they post less, sometimes like for whatever reason, it's like a mental thing, etc. And so a lot of times he's right that the shift into this happens whenever they're not doing well. So it seems like it's just advantageous or opportunistic. Yeah, sure. Now, I'm going to be honest, right? Who gives a fuck? That's my perspective. Because, like, for example, like, I think that, like, feet are disgusting. They're gross. I don't want to see, like, these girls posting their feet on Twitter. It's nasty. Just post your boobs. Like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? But, hey, if I see it, I just scroll down. I don't look at it. Problem solved, right? I don't need to change the world. I don't need to reinvent society. I just don't look at it.
Really gonna get into heaven Is that even a fucking question? Like, I don't know, man. God's a pretty forgiving person, to be honest with you. But given the fact your track record is that you've probably influenced thousands of young women to start pursuing an OF career, and you've also corrupted and infected a lot of young men because of your OF videos, I don't know. That doesn't seem pretty good for you. And then couple all that with the fact that you knowingly did all this shit just for some money. That just says where your morals really lie, man. And you cannot expect me to feel bad for you.
I don't really agree with that. I don't, because everybody does things that are immoral. Like, the thing is that, like, I think that at a certain point, it's like, how much, like, is OnlyFans really, like, that much morally worse than working at a defense contracting company? Like, which one is worse? In my opinion, like, this is my opinion, it's not anybody else's. I think the defense contracting company is worse. I do. I think it's way worse. Like, OnlyFans, I really don't think is a problem. Nobody's forcing people to buy their OnlyFans. Yeah, exactly. We buy child labor clothing. Yeah, exactly. I'm not seeing it.
When you know for a damn fact that you knew what you were doing. You knew the consequences that are going to happen because of this. So don't expect sympathy from me or from others now. Your ass is dumb and stupid, and you get to live with this for the rest of your fucking life. Enjoy flipping burgers for me at Burger King. Make sure my fries are hot, bum-ass motherfucker.
And they never are, by the way. Like, you go to Burger King, those fries are fucking... I remember one time... I got a burger for my dad, and he was so fucking mad because it was cold. He said, he's like, next time you need to take that bitch out and check to make sure it's hot. It was so bad. Yeah, and now, honestly, I feel like this guy is like, he's really emotional about this. Here's the truth, is that I don't think a lot of people probably, like, I think the people that care about OnlyFans and they want to make sure that there are consequences for OnlyFans are the kinds of people that are, he's post-nut? Yeah, he is. They want to make sure that girls feel the consequences of them, so it creates like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So they're like, oh, well, there are going to be these consequences for having OnlyFans. But for example, like, if you look at sexuality, like in more of like in like less contemporary means, right? You don't think about it from like the 90s to like now. You think about it from like the 1700s to now. Like, what girls do now, like, outside of OnlyFans, just the way they dress, the way they act, take pictures of themselves on the internet, like, that would be considered the same as OnlyFans to people back 200 years ago, right? But, like, society's changed, it's been normalized, and it's not the same as it used to be, right? And so, whenever I see stuff like this, it's really, I think that a lot of guys, this is what it comes down to for, like, guys in OnlyFans, 200, more like 50, for sure, right? But I'm just, like... I'm just trying to, like, you know, provide a larger perspective to it. A lot of guys don't like the fact that these girls can make a ton of money on OnlyFans, and it's almost like, I don't think that they like the idea that it could be risk-free, and the girl could make this ridiculous amount of money and then just go into the workforce. I think they consider that to be unfair.
Just for some money?
And because they find it to be unfair, they try to create a set of consequences to impose on these girls in order to offset what they believe to be unfairness. That's what I think is happening. And I think that this happens too with content creators as well, is that, like, people think that it's okay for them to harass content creators because content creators make a lot of money. So it, like, justifies the behavior. And in, like, a weird, like, moral justification, it's actually, like, them correcting an inequality in the world. So, yeah, they're jealous. Yeah, I think a lot of them are jealous. And like, really, like, this guy, I don't know how old this guy is, right? He's, like, probably, like, early 20s, maybe just mid-20s, right? Like, the odds are that, like, he's probably still a loser. He might not have a great job, and he has other girls that, like, he knew or that, you know, he grew up with, or maybe, like, he just is familiar with. And, like, these girls are making way more money than he is as, you know, an OnlyFans model. But the reality is that whenever this guy's 40 and she's 40, he's going to be in a better spot than she is every single time. So, like, I'm 33. I've seen that shift happen with a lot of friends of mine and people that I grew up with, girls that I grew up with. So, like, I don't have the same sense of resentment towards OnlyFans girls because I know where that goes. And I know what where nature leads you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with an OnlyFans girl doing this and then just eventually getting married. Like, that's fine. That's totally okay. And that's the way the world should work. That's the way it's worked for hundreds, thousands of years. So like that shouldn't even be the goal. You want your daughter selling that stuff online? No, of course not. I don't think anybody would want their daughter doing that. I think that a lot of people wouldn't want their kid doing something, but just because you don't want your kid doing something doesn't mean that, like, I wouldn't want my kids drinking alcohol, for example. Like, if it was up to me, if I had kids, I would tell them you can never smoke, you can never drink alcohol, and you can never do drugs at all, ever, for any reason. That's what I would say. However, if they're adults, they get to make their own choices. They get to make their own choices. You can raise them in a certain way, and you can, impress this knowledge upon them, and they decide that whenever they're an adult, if they want to do that. And that's life. But don't come crawling back in? No, of course they do. Like, it's your kid. No, absolutely not. It's your kid. You made the choice to have a kid. It's your obligation to help them. You're the parent. You don't just get to, like, oh no, I'm not going to help. I'm not going to help take care of my kid anymore. It's inconvenient for me. Too bad. Some men like to shit on OnlyFans models, but would jump at the chance to be with one at first chance. Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of guys too. Maybe not all of them. But yeah, I think that a lot of these guys try to create this world of, like, there being all these, like, terrible consequences. Like, the reason why Mia Khalifa had that happen is because she's obnoxious. She's, like, extremely fucking obnoxious and annoying. And she also turned around and shit on all the people that were watching her porn, and she made them seem like they were freaks. So, like, Mia Khalifa isn't really a good example because she's, like, the worst possible version of doing this that you could possibly have. Like, yeah, she's horrendous. It's so obnoxious, right? What an obnoxious, annoying person. And she lost it. Yeah, I think so too. But the point is that I don't think this is the norm. There's a lot of girls that I know that are, like, do OnlyFans and stuff. And a lot of them, after they do OnlyFans, they get married and they have kids. Or they manage other girls that do OnlyFans. That's what happens. It's not like they're going to work at Burger King. Why would they work at Burger King? A lot of people are trying to have kids when they really shouldn't. People need a license to raise kids. Yeah, in some cases. I'm furious at the fact that people pay for pathetic photos of someone on OnlyFans instead of paying the creators of porn videos, which the actors tear their ass in every sense. Yeah, sure. That actually makes it a perfect example. Getting married after OnlyFans is the exception to the rule. I don't think it's the exception. I think it's... So, like, a lot of the girls that are really successful in OnlyFans are successful because they're really hot. And if they're really hot, then a lot of guys are going to want to marry them. Some guys care about girls that do this. Other guys don't. Like, for example, I would not be comfortable in an open relationship, but I wouldn't care if my girlfriend did OnlyFans. That's the distinction for me. Now, am I wrong for that or am I right for that? Neither. It's a personal choice. The same as, like, I'm also not attracted to men. And so if it makes you uncomfortable and you don't like it, then you shouldn't be okay with it. You, super minority? Yeah, it doesn't bother me. And that's really the truth, right? Is that count? Okay, sure. But at the end of the day, this is an emotional reaction that I have. Like, whenever my emotional reaction is that it doesn't bother me, then that's not right or wrong. That's just simply the way that I feel. And I think that anybody else who says that, well, I don't want to date a girl that does OnlyFans, I think that you are also completely justified. You are completely justified to say that. Because if it makes you feel uncomfortable and you don't like it, then you have every right to be uncomfortable and every right not to like it. In the same way that for me, it doesn't bother me, but other things might bother me. It's a huge red flag for me, then don't date them. Like, it's pretty simple, right? Yeah, perfectly free? Yeah, exactly. And so I think really the problem isn't that people have any one particular viewpoint. The problem is that it's the same with this guy, right? Is that they want to impose that viewpoint on other people. And OnlyFans girls do this as well, because they say, well, you should be completely okay with this. This is totally okay. You shouldn't have a problem with this. You're not allowed to have an opinion on this as a guy, right? So, like, if a guy is dating a girl and the girl is doing something that makes him uncomfortable, she's saying that he doesn't have a right to his feelings. Everybody has a right to their feelings. Everybody has a right to be comfortable. And if he chooses to be uncomfortable because of something, then he has every justification to do that. And in the same way that I have every justification to not do that, because it's completely your decision. So yeah, find another girl. Yeah. And there are girls that try to do this and try to act like some guys are, like, insecure or bothered by it. For me, it doesn't make me feel insecure at all. It genuinely doesn't. I don't feel like I'm like lesser. I don't feel bad. I just, it does not affect me. In the same way that, like, for example, like I've had people like do things that are like kind of very invasive towards me, like touch me in weird ways. I almost don't want to say this because it might sound like I'm okay with it and I want people to do it. I don't. But it genuinely does not bother me. I don't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't upset me. It doesn't traumatize me. It just does not affect me at all. Yeah, you said it once. Yeah, it's just like somebody pushing me on the shoulder. It's like nothing. So yeah, I think that's really the problem that a lot of people have. It's not that they have their viewpoint or their worldview. It's that they want everybody else to have that same worldview and that same viewpoint. The problem is for us that don't want a woman who does that. It's getting harder to find a woman that does that, that like that. Okay. I mean, so does that mean like you like, I mean, somebody could say that about social media and girls posting photos of themselves. So like, do you think that that gives you the right to tell people what they can and can't do with their own body and what they do for like their life? No, I don't think so. If you are uncomfortable with too many girls, at a certain point, maybe it's your problem. Like the world doesn't, like every girl in the world doesn't need to change to accommodate your comfortability. That's not the way the world works. Like if you're not comfortable with it, then that's you not being comfortable. It's not anybody else. That's you. Nobody said that? He did. He said it's harder and harder. And the implication of that is that he wants to change society and make it to where people can't do that, because then it would be easier for him to do something that he's comfortable with. But the truth is that nobody has a right to make the entire world change based off of what they're comfortable with. No, we can't force them. It just sucks. Okay, most guys don't like that. Most women will whore out, so it's not a lot of women out there that are wife material. So let's go ahead and let's look through this. Do you have a girlfriend? Let's go ahead and let's work through this. We're gonna have a little bit of time. I think this is gonna be interesting. Not currently. Do you have a? How old are you? How old are you, and do you have a job? 27. Yes, I breed dogs. How much money do you make? I don't know how much breeding dogs makes. I actually have no idea. Varies. I probably go for 3K a puppy. For sure, but I'm saying how much money do you make a month? It's not per month. They don't produce it a month. So do you understand like amortization and the way that you can look at a number and then basically spread it out over a period of time and then decide effectively how much money you're making per month by dividing that number out? So like, let's say you only make money every 3 weeks, or sorry, every 3 months, but you make $30,000. So that means that you would make $10,000 every month. Like, so can you do some math like that for me? No, it's a simple question. Like, it's a simple question. You know how much money you make every month. Like, how much is on your W-2? Like, I mean, it's very simple. What is this? I can do math? Yeah, it's just... This isn't complicated at all. A couple grand a month? Yeah, so then you're not a qualified husband. You can't take care of a girl. Like, have you ever thought that you're looking for a proper wife, but you're not a proper husband? A man should be expected, if you want to have traditional gender roles, and you want to force this into people, then you need to be able to take care of your wife. And for 2 grand a month, you can't do that. So you need to get your money up. And I guarantee you, if you're making 10 grand a month and you're looking at church rather than Tinder for a girl, you're going to find one and it's going to be no problem. But you need to think about yourself and what you're doing. You're talking about girls having these problems. You're the one with the problem. Like, look, I'm trying to be honest with you, right? Like, I'm not trying to, I don't want to shit on you. I'm just being honest. I don't need to take care of her. I just don't want a whore. I never said to force them not to do it. I just said it sucks. Okay, then don't. Well, where are you looking for girls? The Asmongold subreddit? I got some bad news for you. I'm not currently looking. Well, that's probably an issue, isn't it? So, let me get this straight. there are a lot of girls that are whores, and so there's no way for you to find a girlfriend, but you're also not looking for a girlfriend, and you're also not setting yourself up to be sustainable. You're making $2,000 or so a month breeding dogs. I'm sorry, man, but like, you're really not setting yourself up for success. And you, like, this is my advice. You need to be thinking about what you need to change in your life, and you should never think about what a girl should do until you get your own life in order. And I'm telling you this as like, this is not like, I'm like trying to help. I don't want to shit on you, right? Because like, I used to be a fucking loser too. And in a lot of ways, you're less of a loser than I was. Like, I'm gonna be honest, you are. So, I mean, fuck. If I can do it, maybe you can too. But the truth is that left, no, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm still a loser in a lot of ways too. You're right about that. Yeah, definitely. But I don't have a girlfriend either, right? I mean, absolutely. No, I'm kind of an extreme though, to be fair. Not currently looking, just mean no girls throwing themselves at him. He's too insecure to put himself out there. Yeah. The real question is, does an OnlyFans girl want him? Yeah. And so anyway, people like this love to talk. And I think that, again, I get it might seem that way, but like such a small fraction of girls actually do that. It's like nothing. Why do you say you care about them? You don't care about yourself? You just want to hurt people somehow? Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, in a lot of ways. I mean, you've got to, you know, like, you've got to break people down a little bit if you can build them back up. And I think they have to build themselves back up. I'm just being honest. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to hurt his feelings, and he's going to be mad about it for maybe a day or so, but then he'll think about it and he'll realize that I was right. I'm still right. It doesn't matter. Even if I want to hurt him, I'm still right. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't care about somebody's feelings. Why would I give a shit about their feelings? You just have to adapt to the environment? Yeah, exactly. I'm sure the women you're defending will sleep with you. I'm not defending women. I'm defending people. And, no, I'm fine. You're right. See, he even says... Bro, the guy even says himself. Bro, I'm fine. You're right. Yeah. It's not a big deal. Like, you're getting your feelings hurt for no fucking reason. Yeah, this is the problem. Is like, you have these soft boys and these pussies, these femboys that are like, oh, I have cat ears on. Get the fucking stop it. Like, that's how you talk to another guy. You don't talk to them by coddling them and be like, oh, you're doing your best. No, you're fucking not. No, you're fucking not. Everybody knows you're not. Yeah, treat people like adults. It's that simple. Where did femboys come from? Yeah, exactly. And so, anyway, that's the way I talk to people, and I think that a lot of people appreciate it. If the people don't, then fuck them. Fuck them, that's it.